It's a slam poem, so I did have it memorized. Throughout the news lately, I've been hearing a lot about this rave culture, actually, of different universities and different institutions, and basically of the environment we're living in. So this is a younger person's take on the idea. So this is a loving man's guide to taking the idea of a rape culture in stride and understanding that we can still love people to the fullest capacity until it breaks basic physics, it mystifies the critics, and it takes peripheral snippets and spins it into something that equalizes the scrimmage and paints sort of a positive picture. I am the man who stands before you today with a message from the present generation. We've lived in a time and a place where there's an oversaturation of sexualized beings and a fascination, and technically we're all just a finger's click away from compulsive masturbation. Booty twerking and self-serving have become modern mainstays in media circuits, feeding a circus that apparently has a scantily clad ringmaster who is inevitably heading for a broken disaster. But on the other of Mother Nature's hands that I don't really understand, we've got young girls who are being told to fit into zero-size pants and compete in cosmopolitan competitions for the best stripper dance. So given the facts, here's my conclusion that I have drawn from the blinding light of over-sexualized media. While we are equal in many areas, sexuality is not one of them. Equality is hidden behind a wall of government policies that only provide a fallacy of what equity should be and a faint copy of what the remedy could be. So, instead of relying on a federal institution, I provide this solution. I say we teach the children, our children, your children's children, to understand the fact that over-sexualization is a fantasy, and pure vanity comes from either loving someone or loving yourself to the point where you can finally understand the depth of the word humanity. That's when we realize we screwed up the confines that we placed around ourselves. So to the unrealistic and high expectations, I give a fuck you. No one should stoop to self-esteemic suicide based on the cover of People magazine. And to those young generations, and those that came before me, and those that will come after me, man or woman, you have the ability to change the world. As much as we uphold an image, don't ever forget that consent comes from context, and sexuality is about more than a thorn and a rose. And if you're in the position of compromising intimacy, then the answer is always no. Thank you.
Colin Mills. He's one of the first guys I met in